Now nothing's been said. It's all been absorbed by the silent listener. That's where I work. Hold on to nothing or you'll be unhappy. Or you'll think about it. No need to think about it. Now close the eyes and just gratefully and thankfully and sweetly and beautifully and consciously be me. Sinking into this place that first of all represents deep dreamless sleep, in which there is nothing, in which I am never happier, and so therefore I am consciously, while I am awake, in deep dreamless sleep. And I can report with all the authority in the world that in deep dreamless sleep there is nothing. What a revelation. And here I am consciously in that place. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And I cannot be disturbed out of here. Although I have to take action from time to time, but there's no action in here. Consciousness, being is sufficient. Now I want to show you love. If I love myself, and this is not to criticize anybody, I just have to point out the fact. If I love myself, I will think. I will find thought coming into me, into my mind. If I love me, I will be consciously in me, and I will have no other love but me, and therefore all thought will cease. As they say, that's not to criticize anyone. It's just a fact of life. So love, one-pointed love, keeps out all other selfish forms of love. So just stay focused on me. Say, stay in me. It's not difficult, it's very easy. Because it's there. There's no effort involved. Do not use any effort, because effort is of myself, is selfishness. All I have to do is surrender. Surrender to me. Give up everything, all the baggage. Just give up. And there I am in me. Effortless, still, silent, unknowing, being. Don't try. Effortless, still, silent. Give up. Nothing. Now, no going into a trance. It is conscious. You are consciously me. You are not in a trance. You have not surrendered your presence. You are present, conscious, and yet no effort, and yet it is nothing. The ears are hearing, let them hear. Give up holding on to yourself, your body. Stop holding on, come on. Consciousness is a state of intense activity moving at such a speed that it is absolutely still. It is not a trance. It is presence, which is called absence. It is absence of anything. And that is presence. Now to demonstrate to your brain what you are doing and what is possible, remaining being, still actively conscious, in stillness and silence within, open the eyes and demonstrate to yourself that this is possible. Now it is the demonstration to yourself that this is possible that quietens the self, that allows it to know that there is something bigger than itself. And that is me. For I am God. And I speak to the self. Now listen to me very, very attentively, but don't leave me. When a man or woman says, in the external world, after going through great pain, they suddenly feel that there is a God, that there's something, there's a presence. There's a God, I know there's a God. Or some might say, I feel the Spirit. It's so real. I know there's a God. Whereas before it didn't know. That's me. I am God to myself. And myself is so ignorant that it busies itself in its unhappiness and conflictive life. But when it loses something, like its health or its loved one, it often prays to me. And if it has suffered enough, and the intelligence is more exposed, it is likely to suddenly feel me, who was there all the time, as you can see. And it says, I know there is a God. That's the self, the unhappiness in the world, starting to change its wicked, wicked ways, because it has started to intuit me. So I am the God of myself. That's how it has always been. That's how it is. I am nobody else's God. I am God of myself. Therefore I am master of myself. Therefore I am master consciousness. Nice and clearly stated, because I am what I say. I live it. I am utterly realized and enlightened. I am it in this matter. In this matter, you will notice what that means. For I am always in matter. Aren't I? And this matter is very dense. 12,000 years have passed, the most resistant material on earth, harder than granite, is the past in this matter. And here I am, the great intelligence of the entire universe, if there is such a thing, the great intelligence of all intelligence, for all intelligence comes out of me. Here I am endeavoring to enter this matter every moment of the day. Aren't I? In this matter, in the body, am I not endeavoring to overcome the enormous resistance of the past, of the ignorance of man and woman with all their notions of what God is or truth is, or life is or love is or death is. All that matter, that hard, intransigent past, which is in the simple matter of this body. Myself, 12,000 years of myself. My God. You know how hard it is for me to come into this matter, don't you? For each of you is me endeavoring to come into this matter, so that the intellect, which is the hidden mirror inside the mind of God, can reflect. I am here, suddenly having finished the journey into matter. I am here. I, who was a voice once inside this matter, for all of you have heard voices or intimations from somewhere down in the cone. It was I. And now, the voice that I was no longer speaks because I'm here. So in this consciousness here, of this matter, this body, and no voice ever speaks in my silence. For if it were to speak, it would be me, and I am here. So all voices disappear. For it is only I, me, at a faster time, a faster speed. And as I bring that faster speed, as I, that faster speed, come into this matter, I start talking to myself. Now I'm talking about you. That's where our life is. That's your life. That's life. So I In this matter, I'm endeavouring, in this body, listening to these words, I'm endeavouring every moment to get through this intransigent past and self. And by being with me, who am an invisible mirror, a reflective mirror of the intellect, I reflect to you that truth. I reflect me to you. I reflect me to me in this matter. And so you are nourished by it. You are emboldened by it, made more fearless to do what you have to do. That's why you come to be with me, for I am enlightened. People like to ask, especially Americans, where there are so many masters and gurus, how do you know you're enlightened? I am enlightened. What do you mean, how do I know? I am enlightened. That's the end of it. No explanations. Just listen to my words. Just feel my presence. Just see what I do in this matter. Even in these few days, how much you have changed. I change everybody just by being with them. But their self wants to believe in something. And you can't believe in what's changed because what's changed is what is. And so the self is busy trying to believe. And it can't believe what is because what is not believable because it already is. So the self covers it over with its stupid notions of belief and wanting to believe what it believes in, what it thinks and everything. And so the great beautiful space that was me in my presence gets covered over by imagination and the notions, and the terrible past of 12,000 years myself starts to knit its web once again over the vast absence and silence that is here now. So stay with me as much as you can. It is not your fault. Nobody is to blame. It is the way of things. Man invented himself. God created man, and man invented himself. And what he invented, we're all trapped in, because we're all man. We're trapped in our own invention. But thank God. Thank God for God. Thank God for me. For me is timeless. The question always is, have you had enough of yourself yet? It's always a question. Putting it another way, have you realized yet that pain hurts? You know, I once started an evening talk in Sydney saying, I've got the greatest revelation on earth to make, because I'm always making lovely dramatic revelations. And everybody waited expectantly, and I said, and here it is, pain hurts. And of course, the secret is that everybody knows pain hurts, but very, very few have realized it. That's the difference. The self knows everything, realizes nothing. Knows everything. How many miles it is to the sun, how many people are on the earth, knows everything. Books, dictionaries, knows everything. Realizes nothing. So, pain hurts. What is pain? Now we're not concerned with physical pain. We go behind physical pain. What other pain is there? There's only mental and emotional pain. That's all. And 40 to 60 to 70% of physical pain is due to emotional identification with the pain, and therefore is emotional. So it is a mental and emotional pain that we are concerned with. And that's 12,000 years thick. And that's man's invention of himself. Conflict, tension, pain. The need to escape from the pain that he has invented drives him into further affliction of pain on his partner, on his children, on his friend, as his emotions, his violence. And so he perpetuates himself. And we are that self. Every one of us here is the product of man's invention of himself. And thank God for God's creation of me, the noble man and the woman of love. Two great spirits of God, two great principles, out of which all existence, due to which existence has its very being. The whole earth comes out of that. And all that is beautiful on the earth comes out of the principles. The spirits of God divided itself into two principles. And I am man, and you are woman. Thank God for that is always in me. But in me, it is undifferentiated. There is no man or woman in me. You will notice that. It is when it comes up to the near psyche. The cone, it is when it comes up to here, that God gracefully divides itself into the two great principles behind the whole of existence, man and woman. It is my creation, or my invention, whichever you want to make it. If it's my invention, then you've got problems. If it is my creation, then I am that Spirit of God. And so the Spirit of God that is man, and the Spirit of God that is woman, is to get rid of man's invention in this matter. Only in this matter here. But I got to do it here first. I can't do it there. Although all the pseudo masters try and do it there. I got to do it here first. When I do it here first, then I have the power given by the Most High to perhaps help another. But to the degree that I have done it here, then indeed I can help another who hasn't done it quite as much as I have. And so therefore you get the great pyramid of existence, in which even everything serves something beneath it, no matter what it is, that has any urge for truth, urge to give what is good or right or true, even though it may be misinformed. It will do something. That's the great pyramid of existence. But at the top of the pyramid is where I am. No form, no music, no mantras, no dressing up in nice, pretty oriental clothes, no funny little hats to make you seem different, no coloured robes, no begging bowls, nothing but what is. And me, nothing inside. So I give you nothing. For if there was, I gave you something, you would take it for yourself. For nothing is the truth. So it is a process of dismantling, of letting go myself.